All right, next thing I want to talk about is what makes a great DJ. I thought about this. I thought about this because I think people think that just playing great music is what makes a DJ, but you've got to have way more characteristics than that as a DJ this day and age. 2023 is a different DJ than 2017, than 2005, than early 2000s. Not only has technology evolved, but our responsibilities and our characteristics and things that we can do, show, and be have all changed. So I put together the top 5 things that would make a great DJ. So the first thing is you've got to be a great organizer. You have got to make sure that you've got all your stuff together, and you have got to make sure it is together from top to bottom. When you are first going to your event, you should have a checklist. You should make sure that you haven't forgotten anything. You should make sure that everything is going to look, great, that you've, gone over exactly what this particular couple has wanted or requested from you, so that when you get there, you're all set and prepped. You know exactly where you're going to set up, like you are organized. You've got a playlist, whether or not you print it out or not, or you've got an itinerary and stuff from the couple or the coordinator. You've just got to make sure you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's. That's one of the most important things. Number 2 is you got to make sure that you're prompt. Now, I say that because a lot of DJs understand that promptness is important, but some of you guys still are getting to your events with, an hour to go or an hour before the event. There's no way you could check everything and be ready to go within an hour this day and age. There's always something that you could have done if you were there a little bit earlier. Now, me personally, the minimum time that I'm there before is 3 hours. The minimum time. Sometimes I'm there 4 before, sometimes I'm there 5. Just depends. But all of that is calculated into based on me making sure that everything is done so everything goes over seamless. I used to get to events an hour before the event, and I started noticing that, I would be missing a cable or something like that here, or there was something that if I had more time, I could have done it, or I wish I would have set something up like this. Like, this gives you the opportunity to do sound checks. This gives you an opportunity to check lights, to, if a light is broken, you can fix it, or if you got to switch something out, you can switch it out. If you need to gaff tape stuff down, this is the time to do it. There's no way an hour is enough time to be able to do that. So promptness would be number 2, in my opinion. Number 3, you have to be knowledgeable of weddings and knowledgeable of your couples. Number 3 is important because your knowledge makes everybody else comfortable. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with couples and coordinators for the first time, and the knowledge that I possess because of all the weddings I've done has even helped them. You get every year, if you get a big coordinator, she usually has a group of people with her. She usually has a team, and she's not just having that team, at least here in the South or in South Carolina, that's how it is. She's not just having a team that can help during that day. She's teaching that team to branch off and go and be a coordinator. So when they get their own weddings, they need the DJ to make them even more comfortable, because the DJ has to do the announcements. The DJ has to do this. And if you're knowledgeable and tell them, how a flow and stuff should go, it helps them out. It totally takes a lot off of their plate. So knowledge of events and how flowing of events and stuff should go, plus your knowledge helps book you as well. If you've told a couple how many times that you've seen this or you've done this, or when they say, well, what have you seen in the past? They go based off of your knowledge, what you've seen other couples do, and they'll pick it based on that. If they trying to make a decision on lights or certain music to come out to, you tell them what you've done and stuff in the past, what's really worked, and they'll go with it. Sometimes you could do add-ons and upcharges like that, just based on your knowledge. So definitely I know that sometimes weddings seems like, they can be very repetitive and that we're doing the same thing over and over again. But that's also the same thing that makes you and separates you from a beginner DJ. Because a beginner DJ is going to walk out there and be shaking in their boots. Like, what? I have to do announcements? Wait, I have to do this? Whereas a knowledgeable or seasoned DJ is like, sure, I can do that. No problem. Yeah, I've got that. No problem. I mean, how many times have you made another vendor love the fact that you were the DJ? I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a room, seen a photographer, a videographer, a coordinator, and they're like, oh yes, thank God it's you. It's not just because it's music. It's just because they know that there's a certain aspect of the event that they don't have to worry about because you're there. Just my thought. Number 4, you've got to be a lover of people. You have got to be a lover of people, and not just any lover of people. You've got to be able to tolerate a lot. You've got to tolerate so much. If you are an introvert, I think that it is very hard for you to be in this field. I think that it's almost impossible, but it is very hard to be an introvert in this field. Because if you do not like people, people will talk to you and come up to you and do requests from you and want things from you all the time. All the time. I have a customer service background. Before I was DJing and doing this thing full time, I had all customer service jobs. So that intel prepared me to be able to deal with customers because I know how to deal with clients. I know how to deal with people. Plus, growing up, I just had a lot of friends. I had a lot of people who liked being around me. So that shines in this day and age, in this field and stuff now. But if you're not a people person, you're like, oh, no, I don't take requests, or no, I'm not going to do that. No, just like keep people away from me. If you're that type of person, this may not be the right field for you. You may not get as many gigs as you think. You may not get as many calls, and you may turn people off. You may just flat out turn people off. But if people could just feel your energy and feel like you're a good match, I've heard people literally, I don't know why brides do this, but this is a new thing. They kind of audition you when they want to use you as a DJ, but they're like, oh, let's have a Zoom call and let me just see what it's like to be around you. And then they're like, oh yeah, I love your energy. I love your knowledge and stuff. Yeah, we're going to go with you. That just sells them. Just that part. So you definitely got to be a lover of people. And then last but not least, this is probably one of the most important ones that people, that DJs alone they overlook. You've got to be a risk taker. You've got to be a risk taker. I can't tell you how many times I have been that DJ who will play like the same old stuff here and there. One of the things that I made a decision was when I started this YouTube channel. One of the things that I made a decision, I said, you know what? I'm going to do things different. I'm going to see what it's like to actually watch my performance. And then I just look at it, analyze it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try something here and I'm going to try something there. And that's what has created the ideas and the mixes and stuff like that I use that you guys have come to love. If you've seen my gig logs, if you've seen any of my videos and stuff like that, I get all the time, oh man, I didn't picture that going with that. I didn't picture you doing that with that. Oh, that mix and match was crazy. It's all about taking a risk, because you already have to separate yourself just being out there, just being a DJ. People are just like, you know what? I can pay Joe Blow over here, $200. Why do I need to pay you $1,000? Well, this is why, because he can't do what I can do. He's not going to take risk on the dance floor. He's going to play whole songs. He's going to play same songs, stuff that you've heard all the time. How many couples have come up to me and said, Do you play the entire song? Oh no, I don't want to hear this song because I hear that every wedding. Those are the stuff that we are fighting as DJs. We are fighting that constantly. And we're all categorized under the same umbrella. Unfortunately, you could be the greatest DJ and stuff in the world, but no couple will know that going into it. They just think that, oh, I saw you at such and such as, I mean, I saw another DJ at such and such as wedding and they played the whole song. Like, do you do that? They just think we all do the same thing. So risk taking helps separate you from the pack. It helps, like, you know, if you're in a certain area, play music that is catered to that area. Like if I go and do a wedding in Pittsburgh, I'm not going to play certain songs in Pittsburgh that I play back here in South Carolina because it's not going to fly like that, but I am going to take some risk and play some different stuff in that area. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say you got to take some serious risk. But these are just 5 things that I think would definitely separate you from the next guy and make you a better DJ and stuff in a whole. Plus you'll book more gigs. Trust me. Let me know in the comments and stuff, you know, whether or not what you guys think about that, whether or not that works. Is that a great plan or should you do something different? Should there be more items on there? I just think that these 5 make it easier for you to book gigs. So let me know. Let me know.